Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the Loop 101 and I-10 System Interchange Study Public Information Meeting. The purpose of this public meeting is to gather feedback from the public on alternatives and preliminary recommendations, share concepts for a potential new direct high occupancy vehicle ramp or DHOV ramp that would connect the high occupancy lanes on Loop 101 north of I-10 to the HOV lanes on I-10 to the east of Loop 101. Discuss other system-wide improvements within the project area, including a potential exit ramp from Loop 101 that would connect to the existing I-10 eastbound exit ramp to 91st Avenue, possible improvements at various traffic interchanges and local streets, present the study timeline and next steps, and explain how you can ask questions and provide comments. The study area includes the segment of Interstate 10 between Avondale Boulevard to the west and 83rd Avenue to the east, and along Loop 101 from I-10 to Indian School Road. The project area currently experiences traffic congestion during the morning and evening commutes, both on the system interchange and on the local street system that connects with I-10 and Loop 101. There are many weaving and merging movements approaching the interchange, which contributes to congestion and possibly increases crash rate. The weaving is caused by a high number of vehicles entering and exiting the freeway close to the system interchange, as well as a lack of a direct connection between the current HOV lanes on Loop 101 and I-10, requiring vehicles to weave across multiple lanes. Finally, there are several large distribution centers located south of I-10, which generate heavy truck movements, with limited options for access to the freeways and many conflicting movements with vehicles. This study evaluates potential options to address many of these issues. With additional growth in the West Valley, it is anticipated that traffic levels will continue to increase, which would further increase congestion on I-10, Loop 101, and the surrounding areas. The study team is evaluating both the existing traffic conditions and the future traffic conditions up to the year 2050 within the study area. On Loop 101, traffic volumes are anticipated to increase by 36% compared to today. On I-10, traffic volumes are anticipated to increase by 19% compared to today. These increases in traffic volumes during the peak travel periods will contribute to increased congestion on both Loop 101 and I-10. The project area is currently experiencing moderate to high levels of congestion during the morning commute. The areas shown in red indicate high levels of congestion, and yellow indicates moderate congestion. Although some of the intersections show overall moderate levels of congestion, there are many movements experiencing high congestion. As we look into the future, by 2050, the congestion in the AM peak travel period will continue to increase. As you can see here, areas with a high level of congestion are projected to increase significantly. During the evening commute, the project area currently experiences high and moderate levels of congestion. The 2050 PM peak travel period shows even more congestion, particularly on Loop 101 in the southbound direction. This can be directly attributed to the high number of weaving movements required for vehicles to navigate to the Loop 101 and I-10 system interchange ramps. To address the area-wide needs and increasing level of congestion, The purpose of this study is to mitigate weaving movements for HOV traffic along Loop 101 and I-10 east of the system interchange by providing a direct HOV ramp connection. Improve safety by minimizing traffic conflict points associated with the numerous weaving movements. Improve mainline traffic operations on I-10 and Loop 101. Improve operations at the traffic interchanges and surface streets. Accommodate future widening projects along main line and adjacent projects. And provide opportunities for incident management by improving access. The existing Loop 101 and I-10 interchange currently provides 4 direct connecting ramps between the two freeways, including southbound Loop 101 to eastbound I-10, southbound Loop 101 to westbound I-10, eastbound I-10 to northbound Loop 101, and westbound I-10 to northbound Loop 101. Within the system interchange area, there is also an eastbound I-10 exit ramp to 91st Avenue. One of the options considered with this study is the no-build alternative. This assumes that none of the improvements identified in this study would be implemented, and the traffic conditions described earlier would continue to worsen over time. Other planned and programmed projects in the area not associated with this study would continue to be considered for implementation. To mitigate some of the existing and future congestion within the project area, several improvements are under consideration. These include a direct HOV connection for Loop 101 traffic to and from the north and I-10 to and from the east, a connection between southbound Loop 101 to 91st Avenue, possible interchange improvements to improve traffic flow on I-10 at Avondale Boulevard, 107th Avenue, 99th Avenue, 91st Avenue, and 83rd Avenue, and on the Loop 101 at McDowell Road, Thomas Road, and Indian School Road. As presented during the October 2022 public information meeting, 6 DHOV ramp alternatives were developed, alternatives A through F. Since that time, the study team has completed a comprehensive comparative analysis of each alternative. After this evaluation, 2 alternatives remain as options for implementation. Alternative B would remove and reconstruct the existing I-10 eastbound to northbound Loop 101 ramp, which would provide room within the Loop 101 median. The new I-10 to Loop 101 ramp would be moved toward the east and would continue to be the highest level bridge in the interchange. The new DHOV ramp would be added within the medians of Loop 101 and I-10 and would be at the same level as the existing south to east ramp. Some of the advantages of Alternative B are that it accommodates all traffic movements during construction, and traffic entering from Thomas Road may be able to use the DHOV lanes, but multiple lane changes would be required. Some of the challenges associated with this alternative are that it would require removal of the existing eastbound I-10 to northbound Loop 101 ramp and construction of a new east to north ramp. The removal of the existing bridge and construction of the new bridge would require short-term closures due to construction activity above both directions of I-10. The new eastbound I-10 to northbound loop ramp would be shifted slightly closer to adjacent properties. Slightly higher utility and/or right-of-way impacts could be encountered along the south side of I-10, and the DHOV speed limit would need to be lower than desirable due to the sharper curve on the ramp. The study team's initial recommendation is that this alternative be presented for consideration and feedback by the public and various local agencies. Alternative F would not require moving or reconstructing any of the existing Loop 101 I-10 ramps. The DHOV ramp would braid from the median over the I-10 westbound lanes and be located on the northeast side of the system interchange. The DHOV would then braid over the northbound Loop 101 lanes to the median. The DHOV improvements would extend further north on Loop 101 due to the braided structure. Some of the advantages of Alternative F are that it does not impact any of the existing system interchange ramps, and there would be adequate room for future maintenance of the DHOV ramp. It would require minimal traffic control during construction, since most construction is away from I-10 and Loop 101 traffic. Alternative F has minimal utility and/or right-of-way impacts and would provide a higher posted speed and lower construction costs than Alternative B. One challenge would be that the DHOV ramp would be closer to adjacent properties, but would remain within ADOT-owned property. When comparing Alternative F to Alternative B, it appears that DHOV Alternative F would better meet the needs and purpose of the project. However, before a decision is made, it is important for the study team to hear from the agency stakeholders and the public. As discussed earlier in this presentation and mentioned during the October 2022 public information meeting, a potential connection from southbound Loop 101 to 91st Avenue is also being considered. 3 alternatives were identified and are being evaluated with this study. Alternative 1 would provide a 1-lane exit ramp from southbound Loop 101 to 91st Avenue just north of the Thomas Road Bridge, which would braid over the Thomas Road southbound entrance ramp, continue along the west side of Loop 101, braid over the McDowell Road southbound exit ramp, then fly over the system interchange and connect to the I-10 to 91st Avenue eastbound exit ramp. With Alternative 1, McDowell Road southbound exit ramp remains in its current location. Some of the advantages of Alternative 1 are that it would not relocate the southbound Loop 101 to McDowell Road exit. There would be slightly lower utility and right-of-way impacts when compared to the other alternatives. Challenges with Alternative 1 are that it does not improve traffic operational performance on southbound Loop 101, and traffic exiting to McDowell Road could potentially back up into the Loop 101 lanes. The high weaving movement between the southbound traffic entering from Thomas Road and traffic exiting at McDowell Road would remain in place, which contributes to traffic congestion on Loop 101. This alternative would require construction of a new flyover bridge over both directions of I-10 traffic, and it has a very high construction cost. Although not anticipated to be a concern, there could be possible noise concerns due to the height of the flyover bridge. The project team has reviewed this alternative and recommends that it be eliminated, since it does not result in traffic operational benefits on Loop 101 compared to alternatives 2 and 3. Alternative 2 would provide a 2-lane combined exit ramp from Loop 101 to McDowell Road and 91st Avenue. The exit would begin just north of the Thomas Road Bridge, then braid over the Thomas Road southbound entrance ramp, and continue along the west side of Loop 101. One of the ramp lanes would exit to McDowell Road, and the second lane would continue toward 91st Avenue and include a 1-lane bridge that would fly over the system interchange and connect to the existing I-10 to 91st Avenue eastbound exit ramp. With Alternative 2, the McDowell Road southbound exit ramp is relocated further north and combined with the 91st Avenue exit north of the Thomas Road Bridge. Some of the advantages of Alternative 2 are that it would improve traffic operational performance on southbound Loop 101 by eliminating the weaving movement between southbound traffic entering from Thomas Road and traffic exiting at McDowell Road, and it reduces the risk of traffic exiting at McDowell Road and backing up into the 101 lanes. Challenges associated with Alternative 2 are that it would require construction of a new flyover bridge over both directions of I-10 traffic, and it has a very high construction cost. Although not anticipated to be a concern, there could be possible noise concerns due to the height of the flyover bridge, and it would have slightly higher utility and right-of-way impacts when compared to alternatives 1 and 3. The study team recommends that Alternative 2 be presented for consideration and feedback by the public and various local agencies. Alternative 3 would provide a one-lane exit ramp from southbound Loop 101 to McDowell Road just north of the Thomas Road Bridge, then would braid over the Thomas Road southbound entrance ramp, continue along the west side of Loop 101, and terminate at McDowell Road. From the end of the existing ramp from southbound Loop 101 to eastbound I-10, a slip ramp would be added that would provide an exit that connects to the existing I-10 eastbound to 91st Avenue exit ramp. Some of the advantages of Alternative 3 are that it would be significantly lower construction costs since a new flyover bridge would not be needed, and it eliminates the need for construction of a new flyover ramp. It would also improve Loop 101 traffic operational performance by eliminating the weaving movement between southbound entering traffic from Thomas Road and traffic exiting at McDowell Road, and it reduces the risk of McDowell Road exit traffic backing onto Loop 101. Some of the challenges are that it adds traffic to the existing Loop 101 to eastbound I-10 ramp, but it will continue to operate at an acceptable level of service. During construction, a short-term lane closure on the southbound Loop 101 to eastbound I-10 ramp may be required. 91st Avenue exiting traffic could potentially back into the southbound Loop 101 to eastbound I-10 ramp in the event of an incident at the 91st Avenue ramp intersection. The study team recommends that this alternative be presented for consideration and feedback by the public and various local agencies. A comprehensive traffic analysis was completed for the entire study area. Traffic flow at several of the interchanges along I-10 and Loop 101 could be improved by either adding additional lanes or with changes to signal timing and phasing, resulting in less congestion in 2050. The study team is completing evaluation of the environmental conditions in compliance with the environmental regulations such as the National Environmental Policy Act and the Clean Air Act. This process will document potential impacts to social, economic, and natural environments, including socioeconomic, air quality, land use, noise, biology, publicly owned parks, trails, wildlife refuges, and historical sites, cultural resources, historic properties, hazardous materials. The team will document public and agency outreach for the project record. A noise analysis is underway, and once finalized, it will be available on the ADOT webpage. There is approximately $194 million identified for the I-10 and Loop 101 system interchange in fiscal year 2025 in the Regional Transportation Improvement Program, which is overseen by the Maricopa Association of Governments, regional planning organization for freeways and other transportation facilities in the region. The Arizona State Legislature also appropriated approximately $25 million, which would provide partial funding for the potential Loop 101 to 91st Avenue connection. The project costs will be refined as part of the current study, and an implementation plan will identify a series of improvement projects that could be implemented over time. As you can see in the timeline, this study started this past summer. We are currently completing traffic analysis for the existing and future conditions. This public information meeting is being held to present findings and recommendations and gather additional feedback now that the initial report is complete. We anticipate the design concept analysis to be finished by spring of 2023, with the final report complete by summer of 2023. The project team will consider input from the public as part of the evaluation and decision-making process for these proposed improvements, and we will be accepting comments through March 9th. There are several different ways you can comment or ask questions about the project. By filling out a comment form at the public open house or through the online comment form at azdot.gov/I-10loop101-comment form. Contacting Kim Larson at KLARSON@azdot.gov or calling her at 480-589-4366. You can also mail your comments to Kimberly Larson, ADOT Community Relations, 1655 West Jackson Street, room 179, MD 126F, Phoenix, Arizona 85007. We would like to encourage you to visit the project website for more information and to sign up for the mailing list. Thank you very much for your interest in the project and your participation. Study team staff are available during the public meeting to answer any questions you may have.